So today's topic is spelling and some easily confused words. And we know that spelling matters. It's the difference between feeling your nuts and feeling your nuts. And here we can see that your and you are, which is also pronounced your, are pronounced the same but mean a very different thing. And these are called homophones. Those are words that sound the same but are spelled differently and have very different meanings. Homo is the same and phone is sound. So homophone, sounding the same. And we have very many different homophones in English language. Hair and hair, board and board. They are spelled differently and they mean very different things, but they are pronounced the same. Bee and bee, or which and which is which. So what to do about it? How to know which one is which? You need to use spell check if you can, but you have to also remember that if the words both have meaning in English, the spell checking word will not know whether you mean which, the one flying on a broomstick, or whether you mean which, the relative pronoun. You should also use dictionaries. You should double check the meaning of the word. If you are not sure about the spelling, double check if you are using the correct one. And boringly enough, you should also try to read as much in English as you possibly can, because you cannot get this knowledge from listening to shows online or from music, because the pronunciation is the same. So the only thing that helps is actually reading in English. And yes, English can be weird, but it can be understood through tough, thorough thought, though, they say. And these are all very tough words to spell. Here are some very common errors which I see in writing all the time, and these are the words you should especially keep in mind, that they mean different things depending on what they are spelled like. For example, there, and there. The first one is the space, over there. The second one means they are, and the third one is a possession. It's something that belongs to them, it's there. Your and your, we had it in the first picture. Your as it belongs to you, and you are. His as he is, and his belonging to him. And so on. We can go down, and here there is one, here, and her. Her is actually not a homophone with the previous two, but it's spelled the same as the Norwegian word for here, that it's also very confusing for Norwegian students. And you should keep in mind that her means belonging to her, belonging to a she person. And not only that, there is also something called transfer. And that means when your first language influences your other languages. Your first language comes in the way. So for example, if you want to say jobbe i en fabrik, should you say work in a fabric or work in a factory? Fabric means stuff. So that's not the correct word, even though it looks very similar. Rare historier, should it be rare stories? Or should it be strange stories? In some contexts, you could perhaps have very rare stories, but normally we would talk about rare steak and strange stories, even though the spelling is the same between English and Norwegian. Again, han full. Is he actually full? Or is he drunk? Very often you can rely on Norwegian helping you along with English, but you should not trust it blindly. Sometimes it can be more confusing than helpful. And you should remember that it's not the fart that kills you, it's the smell.